O Ziv Zimratia, Vayhi Lishuam. O Ziv Zimratia, Vayhi Lishuam. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and good morning, and welcome to our synagogue, Temple Har Shalom. We are very grateful for your presence here in the sanctuary, and we look forward to your participation in our service. In order to do so, you will need a blue prayer book, a prayer book with a blue flame on it. It is under your seats in the first row and in front of you in the pews. It's called Mishkan Tefillah. Claire will be leading our service in both Hebrew and English, and there will be times when you will be invited to respond responsively. I invite you always to participate musically during any of the chanted liturgy. Even if you do not know the words, which many of you may not know the words, and that's okay, please just join me on Lai 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 or a hum or anything that you deem appropriate. If the Spirit moves you to just start singing with me, we say in Yiddish, sei gesund, which means like go right ahead. Just join me anytime you feel comfortable. Before Claire can begin to lead our worship service, she must first be enwrapped in a talit or a prayer shawl. Talitot come in all shapes, sizes, and colors, but what matters most are the four corners of the fringes on the talit. The four corners represent the four corners of our Jewish world. The fringes are knotted, and if you look closely after Claire has finished services today, you'll see that they're knotted a total of 613 times, representing the 613 commandments that are written in the Torah. Most of you are familiar with the Big Ten, but truly, we spend the rest of our lives as Jews learning and studying the remaining 603. The talit that Claire will wear this morning is the one that she and her mom made together, which makes it all the more special. We invite Isla to the bima now to unwrap her. Claire, if you'll take your place right in the center. Beautiful. And Claire, if you'll repeat after me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, vitzivanu, lehit atef, batzitzit. Amen. All right, sweeties, give your mom a kiss goodbye. All right, and come join me over here. Start right here with this.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to our Shabbat service at Temple Har Shalom. A special welcome to all those joining us over the live webcast. In preparation for our service, please take note that the sanctuary is an electronic-free space, and we request that you turn your cell phones to the off position. I have worked long and hard to reach this day, and I am grateful for your presence. I hope that you'll be attentive, considerate, and will fully participate in our worship. Like the generations before me, I have prepared to take my place as a bat mitzvah. Today, I participate in my first adult Jewish life cycle event. I am now committed to the mitzvot and the teachings of our tradition. I pray that I may always understand my responsibility as a Jew to show love to my family, kindness to the world around me, and maintain my connection with my people and her land of Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehekianu v'kiyimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, creator of the world, who gives us life, sustains us, and enables us to reach this time.
We continue our worship on page 290 in your Mishkan Tefillah. My tovu ahal lecha Yaakov bishkinu techa Yisrael. My tovu ahal lecha Yaakov bishkinu techa Yisrael. We turn in our prayer books to page 293, as Claire will begin leading us in the morning blessings. It is traditional after each blessing to say an amen, so I hope you will please join us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has given thee a mind and the ability to distinguish day from night.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who opens the eyes of the blind.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who frees the captive.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who lifts up the fallen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who stretches the earth over the waters.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who strengthens our steps.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who clothes the naked.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who gives strength to the weary.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who moves sleep from the eyes, slumber from the eyelids.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who made me in the image of God.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me free.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me a Jew.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who girds Israel with strength.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who crowns Israel with splendor.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who follows us with mitzvot, commanding us to engage with the words of Torah.
Amen.
Adonai, our God, make the words of your people, of your Torah, sweet to us, and to the house of Israel, your people, that we and our children may be lovers of your name and students of your Torah. We praise you, O God, teacher of Torah, to our people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, hamilamed Torah la'amo Yisrael.
Amen. We continue our worship service on page 312, and we rise for the Chatzi Kaddish. Yit Gadol v'yit Kadash Mirava ve'alma divrach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chai yichon uv'yameichon uv'chayit chol beit Yisrael v'gala uv'izman karim v'imru Amen. Yehish mirava mivorach ve'olam ulol megolmaya yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar v'yitruman ve'yitnaseh ve'yitador ve'yitaleh ve'yitalal shemit kodeshav brichu le'ela min kol brachata v'shirata Tushbichayta v'nechemata da'amira mi'alma v'imru. Amen. Yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai. Barichu et Adonai hamivorach. Baruch Adonai hamivorach me'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai hamivorach me'olam va'ed.
O God, inspiration and guide for all, you have spoken in 1,000 tongues for us to hear. In every land and every age, your children have heard you and imagined you in separate ways. And yet, O God, you are one, inferior of humanity. We give thanks for the sages
and teachers
who bring us understanding of your will. Gratefully we recall the lawgivers and prophets, the psalmists and sages of Israel, and joyfully we remember that from the dawn of Israel's life we would turn to you and find purpose. May the teachings of our ancestors live on in our minds, and their passion for righteousness stir our hearts. Help us to live so that our daily conduct reveals the beauty and wisdom of your truth. Baruch atah Adonai, haboher ba'amo Yisrael ba'ahava.
We are on page 318.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Elohim, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kivud Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated.
Ve'ahavta ei Adonai Elohecha b'chol lavavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha bevetecha uvlechtecha b'derech u'shachbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu litatafot beinenecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hietem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem mi'eretz Mitzrayim liot alehem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
We're in the bottom of page 321.
Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Mi chamocha v'yim Adonai, mi kamocha nidor b'kodesh, nurat hilot usefella, nurat hilot usefella, shira chadasha shivchu geulim, l'shimcha al satayam, yachal kulam odu, odu v'himlichu amru, yapapa bim bim bam, yapapa bim bam, yapapa bim bim bam, yapapa bim bam, ay 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 ay, yapapa bim bam, Adonai Baruch le'olam va'ed.
The central part of our worship is known as tefillah, or the prayer. It can be found starting on page 323. I'd ask you all to please rise.
Open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah El HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora El Elyon גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומבין גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עוזר מושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני מחיה כל הטרור והושיע מוריד הטל מכלכל חיים בחסד מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים ומקיים אמונתו בשני עפר וכמוך בגבורות ומיתו מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה נאמנתה לחיות הכל ברוך אתה אדוני בחיי הכל.
Page 326. Keep singing.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וכרזה ואמר, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות מלוך הארץ כבודו אדירנו אדוני אדוננו מתיר שמך בכל הארץ ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקום אחד הוא אלוהינו ואבינו ומלכנו ומושיענו וישמיענו ברחמיו לפני חי ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא יכבוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
To all generations we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated. We continue on the top of page 330.
Ritzi Adonai Eloheinu B'amecha Yisrael utfilatam B'ahavat tikabel utizratam Ratzon Tamid Avodai Yisrael Amecha Baruch Atah Adonai She'otcha levadecha bira na'avod.
We continue with our prayer of thanksgiving on the bottom of page 331.
Modim anachnu lach, she'ata hu Adonai Eloheinu, v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu le'olam va'ed, Zor hayinu magen yesheinu, ata hu lador vador.
The bottom of the next page 332.
For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies, filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations, Modim anachnu lach. For this fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons, Modim anachnu lach. For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements, Modim anachnu lach. For human community, our common past and future hope, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression, Modim anachnu lach. For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared, Modim anachnu lach. For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom, Modim anachnu lach. For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and choose, Modim anachnu lach. We pray that we may live not by our fears but by our hopes, not by our words but by our deeds. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha ucha ela adot.
Please join me in Sim Shalom on the top of page 334.
Sim shalom, sim shalom, sim shalom tova uveracha. Yadadadai, yadadadai, sim shalom, sim shalom, sim shalom tova uveracha.
Each day, as we pray, we ask God for many things, for justice, for peace, for good health. The list goes on and on. But on Shabbat, we don't ask for anything. We say prayers that are just giving thanks to God for all the blessings that we have received in this life. As we conclude Tefillah, or the Amidah, or the prayer which we've just recited, I ask you all to say your own prayers in your own hearts, of blessings for Claire, of blessings for yourself, of blessings for those you love. Take a moment for ourselves.
Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. We will know that you are one.
The highlight of any Shabbat morning service is when we take the Torahs from the ark and we parade them around the sanctuary so that you, the congregation, can still be in the Torah's midst. In order for Claire to accept Torah as herself, we would invite the congregation to please rise. We would ask her parents and grandparents to join us here on the bima, and we would invite her aunt and her great uncles, Bobby Berger and Joe Berger, to open the ark for us on the bima. Claire, go take her place right in the center.
Ki mitzion teitzi Torah, ki mitzion teitzi Torah, v'nikor Adonai Yerushalayim, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, le'amot Yisrael, v'yidushatu, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Elohim, Adonai
Please be seated. Well, good morning once again. Our tradition at Temple Har Shalom is that after our students have accepted Torah into their arms and literally carry it around the sanctuary to share its beauty and show its importance in our lives, to talk to all of you and share a message for our bat mitzvah. But first, a little bit about the Torah itself. As we opened the ark behind us, you could see that there are 4 Torahs. While each may look different in size and shape, they are exactly the same. Each contains the first 5 books of the Bible: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. It takes us 1 year to read the entire scroll. Each week, we read a section called a parashah until we finish the entire scroll sometime in the early fall. Then we begin again. One might ask, why do we keep reading the same thing in the same order, year after year, for millennium? And the truth is that each time we may learn just a little bit something different, and because we haven't figured out still how to grasp all of the wisdom that the Torah has to offer in order to make the world God gave us a better place. Genesis and Exodus provide us with a history of our people and the exodus from Egypt. The book of Leviticus is our law book used to guide the Jewish people throughout the ages as to how to live a Jewish life filled with honesty and integrity, being true to oneself and caring for the world around us. This week, we find ourselves in the book of Leviticus, almost directly in the middle of the Torah. We just finished Parashat Kedoshim, in which contains what almost all faiths call or consider the golden rule. Love your neighbor as yourself. We understand this to mean treat others as you yourself would want to be treated. There is a famous midrash, or story based on Torah, which tells us of a young, stubborn, and angry man who comes to the rabbi to challenge him to explain Torah while standing on one foot, assuming the rabbi will fail. The rabbi replies, while standing on one foot, "Love your neighbor as yourself. That is the entire Torah. All the rest is commentary. Go and study it." The young man stares blankly and with utter surprise, mouth agape, and turns and walks away. So if this is all the Torah has to teach us, then where do we find ourselves today? We find ourselves being given instruction on how to celebrate the festivals: Passover, Shavuot, and Sukkot, all of which are harvest holidays. Why are we given instruction as to celebrate holidays? Not all holidays we as Jews celebrate are contained in the Torah, placing them of minor importance, like Chanukah or Purim. They are festive and popular, to be sure, but they do not define who we are as Jews, like the holidays mentioned in the Torah. Sukkot reminds us to build a hut outside of our homes to remember the wandering of the Israelites in the desert and the fragility of life. Shavuot, which we will celebrate in a couple of weeks, reminds us to bring our first fruits of the harvest to the temple in Jerusalem to offer thanks to God for a good harvest and for all of our blessings in life. And what of Passover or Pesach? Claire will talk about the holiday in a little while, but I will share with you this thought. It is the holiday that defines us most as Jews, both positively and negatively, unfortunately. This holiday was used against the Jews centuries ago in flagrant demonstration of outward anti-Semitism, saying that the Jews used the blood of Christian children to put blood on their doorsteps so that the angel of death would pass over their houses. But it is also the most observed holiday of all Jews, regardless of one's level of observance. Even the most liberal of Jews, who do not observe the laws of kashrut or kosher, during the rest of the year, will buy kosher meat for the week and even buy kosher ketchup for the week. My best friend, Cheryl, being one of those people. I asked her once why she did this. She told me that all year long, she takes her Jewishness as just part of who she is on the outside, but during Passover, she thinks more carefully about what being Jewish means. I found this explanation meaningful, and I think about it often. Claire, you come from 2 different faith traditions, both of which are meaningful to your family, but your parents rose to raise you and Harrison as Jews. They, as a couple, chose to define you as a Jewish child, and for that we are grateful, because it is our hope that your generation of Jews will help make this world a better place. I often tell my high school students that the responsibility to make change in the world is up to them, since my generation didn't do a very good job. The message of this week's Torah portion is to remember who you are as you take your place to be counted among the Jewish adults, responsible for conveying and following the messages of the Torah. I share with you the story I once heard the rabbi tell, and it touched me. I hope it will have the same effect on you. There once was a man who had a son who was about to become bar mitzvah. He made an appointment to see the rabbi to receive a blessing for his son. They came to the rabbi's study, knocked on the door, and was greeted by a gentle man, a little younger than the father himself, with kind eyes and a gentle smile. He welcomed them into his study and asked how he could help them that day. The father said, "My son will be a bar mitzvah age soon, and I wanted him to meet you and understand a little bit about what's going on and what it means to become a bar mitzvah, and I want him to receive your blessing." The rabbi replied, "I wish you a long and happy life filled with blessing. Even when things may seem to not be going your way, have the strength to endure. Treat others kindly and with honesty, and do your best to be a good person." There was silence. "Is that it?" the father asked. The rabbi replied, "Yes, that's all." The father and son went to leave, and the rabbi stopped them and said, "Son, I have a quick question for you. Do you like sports?" The father and son looked at the rabbi quizzically, thinking this was such a strange question for a rabbi to ask. And the son replied, "Sure, baseball is my thing." And the rabbi said, "I may be a rabbi, but I love sports like baseball and football. Have you gone to a big game before?" And the boy replied, "Sure, we are huge fans, and we went to a game just last night." The rabbi said, "Wow, that's wonderful. How was it?" And the boy replied, "Ugh, it was just awful. My favorite team was losing so badly. It was so sad and pathetic. We were so bummed that we left early." The rabbi said, "Did the players walk off the field in defeat before the game was over, since they were losing so badly?" The boy replied, "Of course not. They had to finish the game." The rabbi responded, "This is my message to you as you become a bar mitzvah. In this game we call life, and in your life as a Jew, who will you be? A player or a fan?" Claire, as you accept your place as a young Jewish woman, it is our hope for you that you will always be a player. Embrace your Jewish life going forward and forever. Remember who you are and the promises you make. Be true to yourself, continue to be honest and kind, and remember each spring when your family celebrates Pesach, and your family really celebrates Pesach, that this is your holiday. It was your blessing to read and study all about this holiday. The rabbi often says that there are very few true coincidences in life, and that sometimes things do happen for a reason. When I assigned you this date 3 years ago, I had no idea of the importance Pesach plays in your family history. We would say it was b'shert, meant to be that this Torah portion of Emor, which defines our holidays and who we are as Jews, would be yours forever. And now let's read from Torah. It is Claire's responsibility to chant Torah, but there are others who will bless Torah. For the first Aliyah, it's my privilege to call upon her grandparents, who have been so patiently sitting here on the bima as I gave a drash, to bless the Torah first. Blessing, please. Baruch Hu
Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'nu mikol ha'menim.
V'natan lanu et
Torato Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe Lemor. Daber el Bnei Yisrael. ve'amarta alehem moadei Adonai asher tikreu otam mikra'ei kodesh Elohim moadei sheshet yamim te'aseh melacha uvayom hashve'i Shabbaton mikra kodesh kol melechet kol melacha lo ta'asu Shabbat hu Adonai bechol moshvotechem.
Very good. Blessing after the Torah, please.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayei olam nata b'tohenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Very good. Mazel tov. Give her a kiss and a hug or whatever. Whatever works. Okay, and you're going to return to your seats in the congregation. For the honor of the second Aliyah, it gives me pleasure to invite Ivy and Liz Lister, very close cousins.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Eile moadei Adonai mikra'ei kodesh asher tikra'u otam b'moadam b'chodesh harishon b'arba'a asar l'chodesh bein ha'arbaim pesach l'Adonai uv'chamisha asar yom l'chodesh hazeh hag hamatzot l'Adonai shiv'at yamim matzot tochelu.
Blessing after.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nota b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. All right, you guys come around this way. I just had them go down because of the Torah stand. For the honor of the third Aliyah, it gives me great pleasure to call upon her parents and her brother Harrison. Isla, Vance. Okay, 1, 2, good.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Bayom harishon mikra kodesh yeh lahem kol melechet avodah lo ta'asu v'hikravtem et yisheh l'Adonai shiv'at yamim bayom hashvi'i mikra kodesh kol melechet avodah lo ta'asu v'daber Adonai el Moshe lemor.
Baruch atah
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Harrison, you stay there. Hanson, you stay there. Your paper's right at the top, honey. And for the honor of calling Claire to the Torah for the first time as a bat mitzvah, it goes to the one who came before her. So we give that honor to Harrison.
Tamod Gila Bachaya Vivens Lechahod HaTorah Haba Mitzvah.
There we go, honey. And give her the card, Harrison. Give the Torah card. There we go.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Daber el bnei Yisrael ve'amarta alehem ki tavou el haaretz Asher ani notein lachem et kitzirtem ukshartem et kitzira v'hivetem et omer reishit kitzirchem el hakohen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Mahalam Asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayei olam nata b'tohenu Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah.
Amen. Say goodbye to your brother. Okay. All right, stay over here, and then Ben's gonna. Let me cover the door. Okay, go ahead.
Claire, your dad and I are so proud of you today. Okay. We're so proud of you today. All your hard work for the last 4 years clearly shows. I remember my own service and the joy, the sense of accomplishment, the relief, and the bizarre desire to do it again. One of my favorite aspects of the fact that our ancestors chose to make this life event at the age of 13, I think is very interesting. It seems to be the age where you begin to make your own decisions and figure out who you are. One of my favorite aspects of the preparation for today has been the time we've spent together. Outings, choosing just the right thing, and all the conversations have been so wonderful, and I'll always treasure this time. The 3 qualities that strike your dad and I the most about you are your independence, your easygoing, and your kind. First, your independence. You take care of your own responsibilities and of your own actions. This means that people can count on you and they can trust in who you are. This is a wonderful quality and it will make your life easier. One example that comes to mind is your schoolwork. Your sense of responsibility, your organizational skills, your dedication has already led to great success. Secondly, you are easygoing. The ability for things to just roll off your back is wonderful, and it will for sure make things easier for you in your life and a happier life. One example of this is how you deal with your brother. Enough said. Lastly, your kindness. Above all else, your kindness and sensitivity to others have made my heart fill with joy. Recently, I witnessed this when we were at the grocery store. I was at the end of the line bagging the groceries, and you were at the other end, and you turned around and you noticed there was an elderly woman behind us, and you turned to her and you offered to empty her cart. And she looked up and she had such a relieved look on her face and a smile and said, "Thank you." Congratulations, my independent, easygoing, and sweet, sweet daughter. You've done well today, and your sailing celebration is well deserved.
Congratulations to you.
For the honor of lifting and dressing the Torah, we invite an aunt and uncle, Jason and Shari Berger. hardest thing about doing a service all on your own is trying to sing and give direction at the same time. It's like you only can go in one direction. Our Torah service continues with the chanting of the Haftarah, the additional and prophetic portion read on all Shabbatot and holidays. This morning's Haftarah comes from the prophet Ezekiel. It can be found in your Chumashim in the other large blue book that is called the Torah. On page 1001.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratzav divreihem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah uv'Moshe avdo uv'Yisrael amo uv'invi'ei ha'emet b'tzedek. V'hakohanim halvim b'nei tzadok asher shamru et mishmeret mikdashi b'tot b'nei Yisrael me'alai heima yikrevu elai l'sharteni ve'amdu lefanai lahakriv li chelev adam nium Adonai Elohim heima yavo el mikdashi v'heima yikrevu el shulchani l'sharteni v'shamru et mishmarti. V'haya bevoam el sha'arei hechetzer hapnimit bigdei fishtim yobashu v'lo ya'ale alehem tzemer v'shartam b'sha'arei hechetzer hapnimit v'avaita ha'arei fishtim yiyu arosham umechnasei fishtim yiyu al matnehem lo yachgeru bayaza uvteitam el chachatzer chachitzona el chachatzer chachitzona el ha'am yishetu et bigdehem asher hema mishartim bam v'hinichu otam b'lishchot hakadosh v'lavshu begadim acherim v'lo yakadshu et ha'am b'vigdehem berosham lo yachgeru ufera lo yashalehu kasom yachzemu et rishehem. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam tzor kol holamim tzadik bechol haderot ha'el hane'eman ha'omer ve'oseh hamdaber umkayim shekol debarav emet v'tzedek al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al ha'niv'im ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu likdushav limnucha lechavod ultifaret al ha'kol Adonai Eloheinu אנחנו מודים לך ומברכים אותך יתברך שמך בפי כל חי תמיד לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Amen.
Feeling better? Okay. All right, we're going to return the Torah to the ark, and we invite cousins Tim and Matt to the bima to return the Torah. Please rise.
Dear
Please be seated.
Shabbat Shalom. It has been a journey to get where I am now, and to see all of you sitting before me is amazing. I'm here today because I would like to renew my family tradition of becoming a bat mitzvah. I want to learn more about my family history and the language that is Hebrew. I want to know who fought to protect Judaism and who sacrificed for others. That is why I'm standing here today. My portion is from the book of Leviticus. Leviticus teaches laws, not stories like the other books of the Torah. Leviticus is like the U.S. Constitution for Jews. For 400 years, Jews were enslaved by Pharaoh. He determined what we did and how we spent our time. After the 10 plagues hit, we were released and set free. Then the Israelites were lost without order and laws. My portion talks about the order of things, including the time for holidays and their schedule. They are called festival laws. For example, the rules about what and how much to eat are very specific. The rules for Passover are discussed. For example, we only eat unleavened bread for the 7 days of Passover. The schedule for some of the holidays is one of the few things that has never changed. Interestingly, Pesach, also known as the Matzah Festival, which later becomes known as Passover. In my family, Passover is very special to me. Our Seder has been celebrated here for 113 years. I enjoy it very much, and there are usually 60 or more at our Seder table. The Torah mentions at twilight or Bein Ha'arbayim. The translation of this word means between the sunsets. Thus, Jewish holiday begins and ends at sunset. Additionally, there are laws for Shabbat. Shabbat always begins Friday at sundown. Shabbat is one day and ends at Saturday at sundown. The Torah says, on 6 days work may be done, but on the 7th day there shall be complete rest, a sacred occasion. When observing Shabbat, Jews take Friday at sundown to Saturday at sundown to completely rest and take the day off. If everyone is following different rules, then there would be chaos. My portion addresses this issue. Rules make everyone follow the same dates and rituals. No matter where you are on the earth, everyone is celebrating Passover in the same way at the same time. Everyone eats matzah and searches for the afikomen. This order creates a peaceful continuity. One of the reasons it is important to have holidays is because it marks time. Waiting for a holiday always gives you something to look forward to. Whether you look forward to getting gifts or seeing family, it is always an exciting time. Rules provide guidance and structure. For example, in basketball, if we could run with the ball without dribbling, the game would be too easy. Rules allow us to be peaceful and on the same track. My life is going to change because I will be becoming an adult. I will learn to take care of others and give back. I will start to contribute more to my community and work harder at achieving this goal. I will do my best to help during the holidays and be there for my parents in any way possible. I will do work around the house and clean up after my dog without being told to do so. I will do my best at helping in every way. For my mitzvah project, I perform multiple acts of kindness to help our community. I went to MLK, an after-school program for underprivileged children. I'll go there to play with the children, help with homework, and do fun crafts. I enjoy going because I love to hang out with the kids and see the smiles on their faces. In addition to MLK, I volunteer at the soup kitchen. I shop, cook, and serve the foods. Lastly, I walk my dog around a hospital to bring joy to the patients. I would like to thank everyone for being here. Thank you especially the people who traveled far. I would like to thank my mom and dad for encouraging me to do my best and being there for me whenever I need you. I love you. Thank you, Harrison, for being a great big brother. Although it doesn't always seem like it, I love you too. I would also like to thank Cantor and Rabbi for helping me achieve this goal and teaching me all about my Jewish background. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Be the change you want to see in the world.
You did a beautiful job, sweetheart.
Thank you.
I didn't mention at the beginning of the service why I was on my own. Rabbi Musnitsky is in Raleigh, North Carolina, celebrating the baby naming of her granddaughter. So she wrote these words for Claire, which I share with you now. Okay, this is from Rabbi. Dear Claire, my heartfelt best wishes are with you and your family this morning as you celebrate your bat mitzvah. Only my granddaughter could keep me from sharing this day with you. As we prepare to present you with some gifts, I want to thank you and your parents and brother for being such supportive gifts to us as a congregation. Together you embody and exemplify the meaning of this Shabbat. Your mom maintains an active and vital role as a congregational leader, first sharing her wisdom on the education committee and now as an incoming board member. As parents, your mom and dad have prioritized your attachment to the Jewish community and their commitment to serving as volunteers and giving back. Harrison stood on this bema before you and set the bar very high. only to have you meet him head on. And Claire, you in your own right are a caring and thoughtful presence in our midst upon whom we can count. We anxiously look forward to watching you grow, participate, and influence the world that will soon be yours. Today, as your ship literally comes in, may the waters be calm, but the energy on board filled with the joy of your accomplishments. And Rabbi says, bon voyage. There has been a very special woman sitting on the bima this morning, Alexis Solid, who is the education chair, as I mentioned before, and it will be coming onto the executive board as well, and she would like to share some gifts and some words with you.
Claire, on behalf of the Board of Directors and your entire Har Shalom community, we wish you and your family your incredible family, a very heartfelt mazel tov. You look absolutely beautiful, and you did an incredible job leading services this morning. All of your time, devotion, dedication, and hard work in reaching this day certainly showed. Your ever-present confidence, poise, and smile has brightened our Shabbat. You have made everyone very proud of you. Look at the pride on your family's faces. I hope you are proud of yourself as well. Now that you have become a daughter of the commandments, you are well prepared for what the future holds, and we know it will be filled with much happiness and success. We trust that you will continue here with your Jewish education at Har Shalom by participating in Hebrew High School, and we look forward to sharing many more milestones with you in the years ahead. We have some gifts to present to you in this bag. There's a Kiddush cup made specifically for our temple that we hope will help you remember the sweetness of the day. Your bat mitzvah certificate to make it official. There's a $250 Nifty in Israel bat mitzvah gift certificate redeemable for any of the United Reform Judaism Youth Israel programs. There's a book about values and ethics discussed in each weekly Torah portion, a gift certificate from the Bridgewater JCC offering a free teen membership for a year, and a gift certificate for an Israel bond from the Sisterhood and Men's Club. We hope that you use these gifts as you continue to learn and grow as a Jewish adult and become an active member of Har Shalom. It was an honor to sit with you on the bima today. I didn't compare notes with the rabbi, ironically. You and your family are and always will be valued members of our community. As you know, your mom has been extremely active, dedicated, and devoted to our synagogue, being a valued member of our education committee, and I'm very grateful for that. And most presently will sit on the board this coming year. Her time volunteering and her commitment to our temple and to Judaism is to be commended. She has set a wonderful example, and I applaud your volunteer efforts as well. Your dad is one of your biggest supporters, and therefore their involvement and support of all the things you do demonstrate that they lead by example with generosity and dedication. We share a passion for Judaism and for helping those less fortunate than ourselves. For your mitzvah project, like you said, you shopped, cooked, delivered, and served food for the hungry amongst us at the South Moundbrook Soup Kitchen, where our temple often volunteers through both Hebrew High School and our Mitzvah Action Committee. You also volunteered your time at MLK Center, in which you participate in providing after-school programs and activities for children from different ethnic backgrounds, age 5 to 13, helping them with homework, playing games, and helping making a difference in their lives. You also volunteered at a rehab center with your dog Merlin, who I know you love and adore. Together, you visited patients at the hospital, bringing joy and smiles to many people's lives at a time when they need it most. I hope all of this will serve as a reminder of how we've demonstrated a special Jewish value, that of tikkun olam, repairing the world and making it a better place. And I can confidently say that our world will be a better place with people like you in it. Claire, you're a special person. Your loyalty, faithfulness, compassion, devotion, and commitment to what is important to you is reflected in the values your parents have given you and your brother. Your dedication to your friends and your family and the activities you involve yourself in, not only through volunteering, but on the basketball court and the lacrosse field, is commendable. You play positions on both the field and the court where others depend on you, and your even-keeled, easygoing way makes that quite endearing. You love sports, music, you're a good cook. I know that you got that from your mom, and a big help around the house, which is always appreciated. You have a way about you that is quite admirable for makings of a well-rounded and socially oriented teenager. Kind-hearted, caring, thoughtful, friendly, helpful, sporty, and social. People are drawn to you. Your magnetic personality draws people to you. People want to be your friend. That's pretty special, and I think that is a trait that will always be with you. Be proud of that. These qualities will take you far in life. I know how happy you are to celebrate this day. Look around the room. You're surrounded by people that love and adore you. Your mom and your dad, your big brother, your grandparents, your family, your friends. Everyone is so happy to be here today to celebrate you and this joyous milestone in your Jewish journey. May all your wishes and dreams come true, and may you be blessed with a lifetime of good luck, good health, and happiness. We wish you all the best in the bright future that awaits you.
Thank you. But it seems hard to believe that all that work and preparation, it's gone in a flash, isn't it? Yeah. It takes months and months and months, but only an hour and 15 to go from start to finish. We continue with our service on page 586 with Aleinu. So we open the ark doors. We invite where did it go? Oh, there we go. Your grandmother Sue and your cousins Zelly, Susanna, and Davis. Please rise, page 586. We did it, we're almost done.
Aleinu nishabech Adon Hakol, Lateitu Lav Yotzev Reshit, Shel Boaz Artigoyeh Haratzot, V'lo Samanu K'mishpachot Ha'adam, Shel Boaz Samchekenu Kahem, V'nor Aleinu Kechol Amona. ואנחנו קוראים משתחררים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ויאמר
May God bless you and keep you. May God's light always be gracious to you and shine upon you. May God always look favorably upon you and grant you shalom, grant you wholeness and peace. Together we say, Amen. We remain standing as we do at every prayer service, as we remember those who have come before us, those on whose shoulders Claire stands, and the members of our community. This Shabbat, we remember Ruth Auerbach, Regina Epstein, Adam Gregory Friedland, Rose Held, Eileen Herskowitz, Randy Kay, Dolores Mandelbaum, Maurice Rabinowitz, Riva Vardy, and Carmen Weinstein. And we remember those who have been taken from us in recent days, Audrey Carolyn Shire and Gilda Scharf. We turn to page 598 in our prayer book, and together we recite the words of Kaddish. Page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyamechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala ubizman kariv imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mehorach le'alam olalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemei d'kudesha b'recho le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And together we say, Amen. Please be seated. So I know everyone is anxious to get to the celebration. I'm sure, Claire, you are very anxious to get to the celebration. And I would remind all of you that it is a time-sensitive leaving and departing, or deportation, as you put it in your email to me, at 12:30 promptly. So I would ask you that while you will want to greet the family and say hello and Shabbat Shalom, that you would make your way kind of quickly to your cars and make it to the pier on time, so that you do not want that boat to leave without you. So I would invite Claire and her mom and her brother and dad to the bima for motzi and kiddush, so that we can bless the sweetness of this day and the wine and the bounty that all we will enjoy later today. Please join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim. Take a sip. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lachem min haaretz b'tei avon. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Sorry, I don't want to. Thank you.